You've never heard the story I'm bringing you today before. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Adam and Jack are solid, Victor is a sore loser. The Young and the Restless spoilers document that Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, surmised Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, and Victor Newman, Eric Braden, were conspiring against him. Adam is not paranoid, in this instance, as viewers know. Victor wants Adam back in the family business fold. So, he pursued typical mustache endeavors. The Young and the Restless spoilers show Kyle was tasked with digging dirt. What he uncovered appears to prove that Adam is distracted rather than duplicitous. Yet, Victor said he will work with it. Want more of the Young and the Restless? Get updates on the latest news about the Young and the Restless, straight to your inbox. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising, as outlined in our privacy notice. What is this? Report ad. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Victor Newman has too much time. Victor is no longer the chief executive officer of Newman Enterprises. But he maintains a regular presence at the office, keeping an eye on his two children. Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, is the apple of Victor's eye because she shares some of his business acumen and knows how to sweet-talk him. Adam is the bane of his existence and suffers no fools with his father. Braden's character has a notorious reputation for meddling in the lives of family, friends, and enemies. But the extra time he holds in semi-retirement is proving to be a detriment for Adam. What is this? Report ad. Y&R spoilers. Jack Abbott made a wise move. Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, felt sorry for Adam for a long time. He took the character Grossman plays under his wing shortly after TPTBSORAST, soap opera Rapid Aging Syndrome, Victor's youngest son. Kyle wanted to head Marchetti and left an open spot at Jabot. Jack wanted to fill the co-chief executive officer's spot with someone competent and that he could trust. Victor and Jack have been getting along well in recent years. So, despite how it seemed, Jack was not sending a message when he hired Adam at Jabot. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Adam Newman forced back to work? The plan was or still is to engineer Adam's ouster at Jabot. But even if that happens, Adam has enough money. So, he will not need employment. But some scenario could develop that forces Jack's hand. At that point in the plot, Adam may either be let go or will resign. Victor's strategy may include an opening at Newman Enterprises that proves enticing. Maybe Adam is not forced back to work but is convinced an opportunity is too good to pass up. Alternatively, Adam could be offered a spot with more power and influence than Victoria is considering on Y&R. This site is a leading source for everything linked to the Young and the Restless. Check back regularly for Y&R spoilers and news. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Adam and Jack are solid, Victor is a sore loser in the world of the Young and the Restless. Alliances shift faster than the Genoa city skyline changes at sunset. But this time, one partnership is standing strong, and it's sending shockwaves through Newman Enterprises and Jabot alike. Adam Newman and Jack Abbott have officially cemented their bond, and while some may have predicted betrayal or manipulation, it appears these two have found mutual respect, and even a touch of loyalty. Yet for Victor Newman, that's a bitter pill to swallow. The mustache doesn't lose easily, and certainly not to his youngest son or his old rival. But this latest power shift proves that the game in Genoa City is far from over. For now, Adam and Jack are solid, and Victor is a sore loser who's plotting his revenge behind closed doors. The saga begins with Adam's redemption arc, one that fans have been waiting to see unfold for years. After enduring heartbreak, rejection, and professional sabotage, most of it courtesy of his own father, Adam has finally found stability. His work at Jabot alongside Jack Abbott has given him purpose, and perhaps more importantly, a sense of belonging. Gone are the days when Adam operated purely from vengeance or desperation. This version of Adam is calm, calculated, and quietly confident. And it's driving Victor crazy. Victor Newman has always prided himself on being the master chess player of Genoa City. No move, no decision, and no alliance escapes his control for long. But lately, that control has begun to slip. Adam's independence, combined with Jack's unwavering trust in him, has created a power dynamic Victor didn't see coming. It's not just business, it's personal. For years, Victor has believed that Adam's loyalty should be automatic, that blood ties trump everything. But Adam's latest choices prove otherwise. Jack Abbott has become the mentor and ally that Victor never quite managed to be. Their shared understanding of family betrayal and corporate warfare has bonded them in unexpected ways. When Jack offered Adam a genuine chance to lead and contribute without manipulation or judgment, Adam rose to the occasion. And now, the results speak for themselves. Jabot's success, combined with Adam's sharp instincts, has given the company a competitive edge that Newman Enterprises can't ignore. Meanwhile, Victor, ever the strategist, refuses to accept defeat. His initial attempts to lure Adam back to Newman Enterprises were met with polite but firm refusals. Even Victor's guilt trips and emotional appeals have failed to sway his son. Instead, Adam's focus remains on Jabot and on proving that he can succeed without Newman money or influence. That's the ultimate insult to Victor, who's spent his life ensuring that every Newman stays under his thumb. The cracks in the Newman family are widening once again. Nick and Victoria may not be thrilled with Adam's alliance with Jack, but they're also wary of Victor's growing instability. The once untouchable patriarch is starting to look like a sore loser, resentful, possessive, and desperate to reassert his dominance. He's been known to play dirty when cornered, and sources close to the show suggest that Victor is preparing his next move, one that could shake Genoa City to its core. Jack, for his part, isn't naive. He knows exactly who he's dealing with. His history with Victor Newman reads like a novel filled with betrayal, blackmail, and corporate sabotage. Yet this time, Jack believes he holds the upper hand. With Adam's sharp mind and insight into Victor's psychology, Jabot is better equipped than ever to anticipate and counter any Newman schemes. And in an ironic twist, Jack has learned from Victor's own playbook: keep your friends close and your enemies closer. The real question is, how long will this alliance last? Fans of The Young and the Restless know that Genoa City partnerships have expiration dates. Trust is a luxury no one can afford for long. Adam's loyalty has always been conditional, shaped by his deep desire for validation and independence. Jack's compassion could be his undoing if Victor decides to strike where it hurts most. But for now, the Abbott-Newman partnership remains surprisingly strong. Jack and Adam have built something based on mutual understanding rather than manipulation. In a town where power and deceit often reign supreme, that's a rarity. Their bond is not built on family obligation but on respect, something Victor can't grasp. In recent episodes, Victor's temper has flared in private meetings with Nick and Victoria. His frustration is palpable. He's accused them of being too soft, of allowing Adam and Jack to make Newman Enterprises look weak. But the truth is, Victor's anger is less about business and more about pride. The idea that Adam could thrive outside the Newman orbit cuts deep. For decades, Victor has defined his legacy through control of his children, control of his empire, control of his enemies. Watching Adam slip through his fingers and succeed on his own terms feels like losing a piece of himself. Viewers have noticed subtle clues that Victor's next move might not be purely corporate. He's been seen having quiet, cryptic meetings, and even his wife Nikki seems wary of his motives. Could Victor be plotting a corporate takedown of Jabot? Or will he attempt to lure one of Jack's allies to the dark side? Fans know that when Victor Newman is cornered, he fights back with ruthless precision. He might manipulate market shares, spread rumors, or even create false scandals to destabilize Jabot. Nothing is off-limits for Genoa City's most dangerous businessmen. Meanwhile, Adam's relationship with his siblings remains tense. Nick still sees him as a wild card, and Victoria views him as a rival more than a brother. But Adam's newfound restraint and focus may eventually earn their grudging respect, or expose their own insecurities. Either way, the Newman family is once again divided, and that division could cost them dearly. Jack, ever the strategist, senses that Victor is on the warpath. In recent scenes, he's been seen confiding in Billy and Kyle, though the Abbott family remains divided on whether trusting Adam is truly wise. Billy, in particular, has voiced skepticism, citing Adam's checkered past and his talent for self-destruction. But Jack isn't backing down. His faith in Adam stems from personal experience. He sees a younger version of himself, a man torn between duty and defiance, searching for redemption in a world that constantly underestimates him. In a way, Jack's mentorship of Adam is as much about saving himself as it is about saving his friend. But Victor is a patient man. He's willing to wait, observe, and strike when the moment is right. His resentment may simmer now, but it will eventually boil over. The idea of Adam and Jack building something successful together, something outside his reach, is intolerable. For Victor Newman, every victory not his own feels like betrayal. Fans are already speculating on social media that a new corporate war is brewing. With Jabot's profits rising and Newman's internal tensions mounting, Genoa City may soon see one of its most explosive business showdowns yet. Whispers suggest that Victor might use a proxy or a shadow investor to target Jabot from within. Could Audra Charles or even Nate Hastings become his pawns in this latest game? As the drama unfolds, one thing remains certain: Victor Newman will not go quietly into defeat. His ego, his pride, and his obsession with control will drive him to retaliate in ways no one expects. The real tragedy may be that in trying to win, Victor risks losing everything that truly matters: his family, his legacy, and whatever remains of his relationship with Adam. In contrast, Adam's evolution has been nothing short of remarkable. From outcast to leader, he's emerging as one of Genoa City's most complex figures. He's learned that strength doesn't come from revenge or manipulation, but from owning his past and building his future. And in Jack Abbott, he's found someone who sees that growth and values it. As autumn settles over Genoa City, tensions are brewing that could redefine power in this town once again. The Abbott-Newman rivalry has entered a new era, one where the lines between friend and foe are blurred. Adam and Jack may stand united for now, but with Victor lurking in the shadows, peace is never permanent. Every alliance is a ticking clock, and every victory comes with a price. The young and the restless audience knows that when Victor Newman feels cornered, he's at his most dangerous. So while Adam and Jack enjoy their current triumph, they'd do well to remember, in Genoa City, the mustache always makes his move. And when he does, no one, not even family, is safe. The young and the restless spoilers: Adam's most valuable friend is Jack. The young and the restless spoilers show that Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, hasn't had much in the way of a father. Victor Newman, Eric Braden, has always been too involved in his business and relationships. Now, he is even trying to force Adam out of his job at Jabot so he can come in and look like the good guy by giving him a job at Newman again. Thankfully, Adam has caught onto his little plan, and knows that Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, is colluding with Victor. The young and the restless spoilers: Adam Newman has a good mentor in Jack Abbott. The young and the restless spoilers: Victor Newman has too much time in the unpredictable world of the young and the restless. Few characters command as much power, mystery, and intensity as Victor Newman. For decades, Victor has stood as Genoa City's ultimate titan, a man who built his empire from nothing, conquered rivals with precision, and controlled his family with an iron fist wrapped in paternal love. But lately, it seems that the great Victor Newman has one thing working against him: too much time on his hands. That dangerous combination of boredom, pride, and obsession is leading him down a path that could shake his family, and Genoa City itself, to the core. Viewers have seen it before. When Victor Newman doesn't have a war to fight or a deal to close, he manufactures one. It's his nature. He thrives on conflict, strategy, and control. But in recent weeks, with Newman Enterprises running smoothly under Victoria's leadership and his children scattered into their own lives, Victor has found himself restless. And when Victor gets restless, chaos follows. For all his talk about family loyalty and business legacy, Victor's biggest addiction has always been power, the power to manipulate, to outthink, and to dominate. And now, with time on his side, he's turning that focus inward, meddling in his family's lives in ways that are already setting off alarm bells across Genoa City. From the outside, Victor seems calm. He's enjoying semi-retirement, doting on his wife Nikki, and spending quiet evenings at the ranch. But behind those steely eyes, a storm is brewing. He's paying too much attention to everyone else's business, questioning decisions that aren't his to make, and stirring tension where there was once peace. It's the hallmark of a man who can't stand still, and who refuses to accept that the world is moving on without him. Victor's interference started small. Subtle questions about Victoria's leadership. Gentle prodding about Adam's loyalty. Offhand comments about Nick's direction in life. But lately, it's evolved into full-scale manipulation. He's been making calls behind the scenes, reviving old business connections, and even keeping tabs on Jack Abbott, all under the guise of protecting the family. The truth is, Victor doesn't know how to let go. And as the patriarch struggles to find purpose, his need for control is starting to look more like obsession than protection. Jack Abbott, always Victor's rival in both business and ideology, has noticed the change. Their rivalry has cooled over the years, with both men mellowing into grudging respect, but now that Adam is working closely with Jack at Jabot, old wounds have reopened. Victor's pride is wounded. It infuriates him that Adam, his son, his blood, is thriving under the guidance of an Abbott. Every victory Adam scores at Jabot feels like a personal defeat for Victor. He can't stand the idea that Adam no longer needs him, and that his influence is fading. That's where the trouble begins. With too much time to think and too much ego to suppress, Victor is starting to plot. He's been seen in private conversations with both Nick and Victoria, expressing doubts about Adam's stability and Jack's motives. In true Victor fashion, he's not just venting, he's planting seeds. Seeds of suspicion, division, and eventual confrontation. Fans of the Young and the Restless know this pattern all too well. Victor's manipulations often start with good intentions. He convinces himself he's protecting his family, preserving the Newman legacy, or maintaining order. But those good intentions quickly twist into power plays, lies, and betrayals. This time, however, it feels different. Victor isn't fighting a rival CEO or defending his empire. He's fighting time itself, and time is one battle even the mighty Victor Newman can't win. Nikki, ever the voice of reason, has started to see the signs. She's gently reminded Victor that his children are adults, that they need space to make their own choices. But Victor doesn't hear it that way. To him, stepping back feels like weakness. And weakness is the one thing Victor Newman will never allow himself to show. His paranoia is growing. He's begun to suspect that everyone around him is keeping secrets. He's questioned Nick's loyalty to the family business, hinted that Victoria is too distracted with personal matters, and implied that Adam is being used by Jack to undermine the Newman legacy. Whether any of it is true doesn't matter, what matters is that Victor believes it. And when Victor believes he's been betrayed, there's no limit to how far he'll go to restore control. Behind the scenes, Victor is already pulling strings. Sources close to Newman Enterprises suggest he's been quietly collecting information about business deals, boardroom votes, and even personal relationships. It's vintage Victor, calculating, methodical, and relentless. He's convinced that he alone can see the threats no one else notices. But this time, the threat may be coming from within, from his own inability to let go. The tragedy of Victor Newman's current storyline is that it's not about external enemies. It's about a man who's conquered everything but can't conquer himself. He's built empires, saved lives, and orchestrated corporate miracles, yet he can't find peace without a fight. His identity is tied to control, and now that his control is slipping, he's spiraling. It's a theme that longtime fans find both heartbreaking and captivating. Even as Victor makes questionable choices, viewers can't help but empathize with him. He's not evil, he's human. A man who's lived too long in the spotlight, too long at the top, and now doesn't know how to exist without a war to wage. Yet his meddling will have consequences. If Victor continues down this path, he risks alienating every person he claims to love. His children, already wary of his tactics, are running out of patience. Victoria has worked tirelessly to prove herself as a capable leader, but Victor's interference could undermine her authority. Nick, who's spent years trying to balance family loyalty with independence, may finally walk away for good. And Adam, the son Victor can never quite understand, may become his greatest enemy once more. Adam's alliance with Jack Abbott already has Victor on edge. But imagine what will happen when Victor inevitably crosses a line, perhaps by trying to sabotage Jabot or manipulate Adam's position. The fallout could reignite one of Genoa City's oldest rivalries, pitting Newman against Abbott in a new corporate war that threatens to consume everyone involved. Meanwhile, Nikki's role in all this can't be ignored. As Victor's moral compass and emotional anchor, she's the only one who can rein him in. But even she may find her patience tested. If Victor's schemes begin to spiral out of control, Nikki could be forced to take drastic measures to protect not just her family, but her own peace of mind. Some fans speculate that Nikki might even consider separating from Victor again, a move that would devastate him and potentially push him further into darkness. The irony of Victor's current behavior is that everything he's doing stems from love, twisted, possessive, controlling love. He genuinely believes that his family can't survive without his guidance. But in trying to protect them, he's doing exactly what he fears most, driving them away. The Young and the Restless has always been about legacy, the idea that family, power, and love are intertwined in complicated, often destructive ways. And no character embodies that theme better than Victor Newman. But this new chapter feels like a reckoning. It's as if the universe is forcing Victor to confront the one truth he spent a lifetime avoiding: he can't control everything. He can't control time. He can't control his children. He can't control destiny. And perhaps, for the first time, he's realizing that his greatest strength, his relentless drive, may also be his downfall. As the weeks unfold, fans can expect to see Victor's schemes become increasingly bold. He may manipulate stock deals, orchestrate accidents, or even recruit a new ally to do his bidding. But his enemies are watching closely, and this time, they're prepared. Jack, Adam, and even Victoria are no longer naive players. They've learned from the best, from Victor himself. And that's what makes this storyline so thrilling. The master manipulator is surrounded by students who have learned all his tricks. It's only a matter of time before one of them turns those lessons against him. In the end, Victor Newman may discover that having too much time is the most dangerous thing of all. It gives him the space to scheme, but it also gives his rivals the chance to rise. The clock is ticking in Genoa City, and for once, it's not counting down to Victor's victory, it's counting down to his reckoning. Whether he, Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, has been there for Adam in his times of need more than his own father. It's a relationship that I really enjoy seeing on screen, and I think this storyline is only going to bring them closer together. Want more of The Young and the Restless? Get updates on the latest news about The Young and the Restless, straight to your inbox. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising, as outlined in our privacy notice. What is this? Report ad: The Young and the Restless spoilers, Adam Newman forced back to work. Life in Genoa City never stays calm for long, especially when the name Newman is involved. Adam Newman, once the most unpredictable player in the corporate and emotional chess game of The Young and the Restless, has once again found himself in the center of a storm. After months of stepping away from the chaos, seeking redemption and balance, new spoilers suggest that Adam could be forced back to work, whether he wants to or not. The drama surrounding his next move could reshape not only Newman Enterprises but the delicate relationships he's worked so hard to repair. For Adam, the past few months have been a rare break from manipulation, betrayal, and power struggles. He's been trying to live quietly, finding peace at Jabot under Jack Abbott's mentorship and distancing himself from the constant drama that comes with being Victor Newman's son. But peace doesn't last long in Genoa City. When you're a Newman, tranquility is just the calm before the storm. The storm brewing now might be one that drags Adam right back into the corporate wars he thought he'd escaped. At first, Adam's decision to step away from the high-stakes Newman world seemed like a smart move. He'd burned too many bridges and hurt too many people. His relationship with Nick and Victoria was strained, and Victor's constant manipulation had left him emotionally drained. But now, with the Newman empire facing internal turmoil and external threats, it looks like Victor's patience has run out. The patriarch is determined to pull Adam back into the business fold, by force if necessary. Victor has never been one to accept no for an answer. For him, family loyalty isn't a choice, it's an obligation. And now that Victoria's leadership is being questioned, and Nick has distanced himself from the company's messes, Victor believes it's Adam's duty to step up. He's convinced that Adam's talent for strategy and his willingness to do the dirty work make him the only Newman capable of steering the company through its next crisis. But there's one problem: Adam doesn't want to come back. After years of being treated as an outsider, after every manipulation, every humiliation, every moment where Victor dangled approval like a prize he'd never give, Adam has finally learned to walk away. He's carved out a place for himself at Jabot, earning Jack Abbott's respect and showing Genoa City that he can succeed without his father's shadow looming over him. The idea of returning to Newman Enterprises feels like walking back into a trap. Yet Victor has ways of getting what he wants. According to Young and the Restless spoilers, the great Newman patriarch is cooking up a plan to encourage Adam's return, possibly using business leverage, emotional manipulation, or even blackmail. If history is any indication, Victor won't hesitate to use any means necessary to get his son back under his control. Some viewers believe Victor will orchestrate a business crisis that only Adam can fix, forcing him into a corner where his sense of duty, or guilt, takes over. Others speculate that Victor may use someone Adam cares about as leverage. Perhaps Connor, Adam's son, could be caught in the middle of a deal or situation that Victor can manipulate. It wouldn't be the first time Victor used family as pawns in his power games. The tension between Adam and Victor has always been the most complicated father-son relationship in Genoa City. It's equal parts love, resentment, and competition. Victor sees Adam as his most capable child, but also his most defiant. That combination both impresses and infuriates him. Deep down, Victor wants Adam's loyalty, but only on his terms. And that's the problem. Adam doesn't want to be controlled anymore. But can he resist when the stakes are this high? Jack Abbott is likely to play a major role in what happens next. He's been one of the few people in Genoa City to show Adam genuine compassion, treating him not as a pawn or a threat but as a human being trying to rebuild his life. Jack's influence has been stabilizing for Adam, offering him a safe place to channel his intelligence and ambition. But Victor sees that bond as an insult, a betrayal even. In Victor's eyes, Jack has stolen Adam, turning his son against his own family. And if Victor's plans go as many fans suspect, he may attempt to sabotage that partnership to lure Adam back. Jack, of course, will see right through Victor's tactics. He's faced off against the mustache too many times to underestimate him. But even Jack knows that Adam's loyalty to family runs deep, no matter how much pain they've caused him. If Adam truly believes Newman Enterprises is in danger, he might feel obligated to return. The big question, though, is what forced really means in this context. Will Adam be emotionally manipulated by guilt? Will Victor set up a business disaster that leaves Adam no choice but to intervene? Or will outside forces, like an attack from a rival company or even Tucker McCall, drag Adam back into the fight whether he wants it or not? One theory suggests that Victor's growing instability may actually be the reason Adam is pulled back in. Victor's obsession with control and his recent behavior, bordering on paranoia, might cause chaos at Newman Enterprises. Victoria could lose faith in her father's judgment. Nick might step away completely. And in the middle of all that turmoil, Adam could feel compelled to return, not because Victor forced him, but because he knows no one else can keep the company afloat. That kind of reluctant return would make for explosive television. Adam, torn between resentment and responsibility, walking into the Newman boardroom once again. Jack warning him not to trust Victor. Victoria questioning his motives. Nick reminding him that the last time he rejoined the family business, it nearly destroyed him. And through it all, Victor, smug and satisfied, convinced that he's saved his son by pulling him back into the very life Adam was trying to escape. It's the perfect Newman power play, one that could reignite old feuds and spark new betrayals. But there's another twist that fans are whispering about. What if Adam's return isn't about saving Newman Enterprises, but about taking it over? Imagine Victor forcing Adam back to work, only for Adam to outmaneuver his father and seize control of the company for himself. It would be the ultimate reversal, the son becoming the master, the protege surpassing the mentor. Adam has the brains, the business acumen, and the ruthlessness to do it. All he needs is the motivation, and Victor's manipulation might provide just that. On a personal level, this storyline also gives room for some emotional depth. Adam's relationships have been strained for years, not just with his family but with the people who once cared for him. Sharon, Chelsea, Sally, they've all seen sides of Adam that range from self-destructive to tender. But this new chapter could redefine him. If he's forced back to work, it's not just about business, it's about identity. Can he face his past without becoming that same man again? Can he survive the Newman machine without losing his soul? And what happens when the old demons, jealousy, pride, and ambition, resurface? The answer may depend on how much Adam has truly changed. The version of Adam who's been working with Jack has shown growth. He's calmer, more strategic, more self-aware. But the young and the restless loves nothing more than to test redemption arcs. And nothing tests Adam's resolve like his father's manipulations. If Victor pushes too hard, he could unleash the darker side of Adam, the one that seeks vengeance, not approval. That would spell trouble for everyone involved, including Victor himself. As the weeks unfold, fans should keep an eye on small moments, cryptic phone calls, subtle boardroom exchanges, and family dinners that feel more like interrogations. These are the breadcrumbs leading to Victor's ultimate plan. Whether Adam walks back into Newman Enterprises willingly or is dragged kicking and screaming, one thing is certain: once he's in, the game changes. In Genoa City, work is never just about business. It's about power, legacy, and love twisted into rivalry. If Adam Newman is forced back to work, it won't be as a pawn, it will be as a player. And this time, he might just be ready to win. But victory comes at a price. As history shows, every time Adam steps back into the Newman Empire, he loses something: trust, love, or even himself. This new chapter could be the biggest test of his life. Will he finally break free from Victor's control once and for all, or will he fall into the same cycle that has haunted every Newman generation? The pieces are on the board, the players are in motion, and Victor Newman is once again pulling the strings. But this time, the outcome might surprise even him. Because when you force Adam Newman back to work, you're not just getting an employee, you're awakening a force that could turn the entire Newman dynasty upside down. In a perfect world, and an incredible storyline, Adam would disown his father, and remain at Jabot under the tutelage of Jack. Seeing this unfold, more so than it already has, would be a great way for Victor to realize that he's not almighty as he believes he is. Y&R spoilers, turns Jack Abbott on his own son? Adam could easily have Jack turn on his own son in the name of what's right, and this would also be a great lesson for Kyle. Kyle has always acted as though his farts smell like bubblegum and happiness, and it's just not the case. He is arrogant and cocky. Come to think of it, he reminds me a bit of Victor. What is this? Report ad. I don't think Jack cares much for his behavior either, and once they have proof of Kyle and Victor colluding together to get Adam fired, I think Jack is going to have a very hard time forgiving his son for what he's done. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Friday, February 3rd, Victoria's kiss, Sally's secret, Billy's mixed signals. View story. This is great, and I hope we get to see more Adam and Jack on screen together. They have a great chemistry together, and I love that Jack sees Adam as a person and not the black sheep of the family. Adam has so much potential that has been ruined by Victor, and I think Jack is the person who can help him live up to his full potential. What do you think? Are you a fan of Victor Newman, and do you think he has been overreaching a bit too much lately, and what will Nick do about it? Share your thoughts and remember to keep watching the CBS soap to see what happens next. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Adam's most valuable friend is Jack. In the world of The Young and the Restless, friendships are rare, alliances are temporary, and loyalty is often just a convenient illusion. But every once in a while, a connection forms that defies the rules of Genoa City's power games. And right now, that connection is between Adam Newman and Jack Abbott. Against all odds, these two men, once enemies, rivals, and schemers on opposite sides of every corporate war, have developed a bond that may be the most unexpected and meaningful friendship in the entire soap. In a town where trust is a gamble, Jack Abbott has become Adam Newman's most valuable friend. For years, Adam Newman has lived in the shadow of his father, Victor. His every success, every failure, and every move has been measured against the expectations of the great Newman patriarch. He's been manipulated, rejected, and pulled back in, over and over, in a toxic cycle that has left him emotionally scarred and deeply mistrustful. Adam's relationship with his siblings hasn't been much better. Nick doesn't trust him, Victoria resents him, and even his attempts to find peace have often been twisted into new forms of chaos. So when Jack Abbott, a man who has every reason to despise him, offered him a genuine second chance, it shocked everyone in Genoa City, including Adam himself. Jack Abbott's history with the Newman family is a saga of its own. His rivalry with Victor is legendary, decades of corporate warfare, personal betrayals, and battles that have cost both men dearly. But Jack is a man of empathy, and his connection with Adam comes from a place of shared understanding. They both know what it's like to be driven by impossible fathers, to make mistakes, and to lose themselves in the pursuit of power. Where Victor sees Adam as a pawn to be controlled, Jack sees a man who's capable of change. That's why this friendship feels so authentic. For the first time, Adam has someone who doesn't want to manipulate him or mold him into something else. Jack doesn't treat him like a threat or a disappointment. Instead, he treats him like an equal. And for a man like Adam, who spent his entire life trying to prove his worth, that's priceless. Working alongside Jack at Jabot has given Adam something he hasn't had in a long time: purpose. Under Jack's leadership, he's been able to contribute his ideas, rebuild his reputation, and focus on his work without the constant interference of family drama. And fans can see the difference. This Adam Newman isn't the vengeful, impulsive man of the past. He's measured, reflective, and, dare we say, grateful. Jack has been the steady hand guiding him toward redemption. But of course, this is Genoa City. Peace doesn't last long, and neither does loyalty when power is involved. Victor Newman has been watching all of this unfold with growing irritation. He hates the idea of Adam being under Jack's wing. To Victor, it's a betrayal that his son, his blood, is learning from an Abbott. Every time Jack praises Adam, Victor sees it as a personal insult. Every time Adam succeeds at Jabot, it feels like an attack on the Newman name. And that's why this friendship has become a ticking time bomb. Victor's jealousy and possessiveness could very well destroy the one relationship that's actually helping Adam become a better man. The mustache isn't used to losing control, especially not over his family. And right now, he's losing control of Adam in the worst way possible, emotionally. For decades, Victor has used love and approval as weapons. Jack's friendship threatens that entire system. It shows Adam that respect doesn't have to come with manipulation, and that love doesn't need to be conditional. In other words, Jack Abbott is giving Adam something Victor never could: freedom. But this new friendship isn't just personal, it's strategic. Together, Adam and Jack make a formidable team. Jack brings wisdom, stability, and moral grounding. Adam brings cunning, insight, and a ruthlessness tempered by experience. In the boardroom, that combination is lethal. Jabot's recent success reflects that synergy, with Adam playing a key role in revitalizing its image and strategy. The company is thriving, and even those who doubted Jack's decision to hire Adam are starting to admit that it was the right move. Yet not everyone in Genoa City is happy about it. Billy Abbott, in particular, has voiced strong opposition to Adam's growing influence. Billy still carries deep resentment toward Adam, not just for the past but for what he represents, a threat to Jabot's stability and Jack's judgment. He's warned his brother repeatedly that Adam can't be trusted, that it's only a matter of time before he reverts to old habits. But Jack refuses to believe it. He's seen Adam's pain, his remorse, and his desire to do better. He understands that redemption doesn't happen overnight. In Jack's eyes, giving Adam a chance isn't just about helping a troubled man, it's about proving that compassion can exist even in Genoa City's cutthroat world. And that's what makes their dynamic so powerful. It's not built on business or manipulation. It's built on empathy. For the first time in years, Adam has a confidant who truly listens. And for Jack, guiding Adam has become something deeper, a chance to make peace with his own past. Both men are haunted by their mistakes, their losses, and their complicated family ties. In many ways, they're mirror images of each other, two men who have spent their lives chasing approval and trying to prove they're more than their worst moments. But if Jack Abbott is Adam's most valuable friend, he's also his greatest vulnerability. The more Adam grows to depend on Jack, the more devastating it will be if that trust is ever broken. And with Victor Newman in the background, scheming and watching, that risk grows by the day. Victor has already made subtle moves to undermine their friendship. He's whispered doubts in Adam's ear, implying that Jack's kindness is just another form of manipulation. He's hinted that Jack is using Adam to get back at him, to embarrass the Newman family, to steal another Newman legacy. And the worst part? Victor knows exactly how to push Adam's buttons. All it takes is a whisper of betrayal, a reminder of past mistakes, and the fragile trust between Jack and Adam could shatter. But if Victor underestimates Jack's sincerity, or Adam's newfound clarity, he may be in for a surprise. This version of Adam is different. He's tired of being a pawn in Victor's endless games. Jack's influence has taught him to recognize manipulation for what it is. So while Victor may try to sow discord, it might backfire spectacularly. Instead of driving Adam back to the Newman fold, Victor's interference could push him further away. Imagine the irony of it, Victor's own actions solidifying the bond between his son and his greatest rival. There's also the question of whether Jack and Adam's friendship could evolve beyond mentorship into a true alliance. Spoilers hint that Jabot may soon come under attack, perhaps from Tucker McCall or another corporate enemy, and when that happens, Jack and Adam will need to rely on each other more than ever. Their ability to trust one another will be tested, not just by outside threats but by the ghosts of their own pasts. Can Jack fully trust a man who once faked his death and manipulated entire families? Can Adam truly believe that Jack sees him as more than a redemption project? These are the emotional questions simmering beneath their growing partnership. And if the young and the restless writers play it right, this could become one of the most compelling storylines on the show. Because at its heart, this isn't just about business or family rivalries, it's about two men learning to trust again. For Adam, Jack Abbott represents something rare, a relationship not built on blood, obligation, or manipulation. For Jack, Adam represents a chance to break the cycle of cynicism that has defined so much of his life. They are, in a sense, saving each other. Of course, this is Genoa City, nothing stays perfect forever. The moment they start to believe in their friendship too deeply, something will threaten it. Maybe it's Victor's meddling. Maybe it's Billy's resentment. Maybe it's Adam's own self-destructive tendencies resurfacing. But no matter what comes, this bond has already changed both men. Adam has learned that not everyone wants to use him. Jack has learned that redemption is possible, even for those who seem beyond saving. In the end, The Young and the Restless has given fans something truly special, a friendship that feels genuine, complex, and rooted in growth rather than rivalry. In a world full of deceit and drama, Jack Abbott stands out as Adam Newman's most valuable friend, not because he saves him, but because he believes in him. And that belief might be the one thing that finally helps Adam break free from the shadow of Victor Newman once and for all. Still, the question remains, how long can this friendship survive in a city where loyalty is currency and betrayal is inevitable? With Victor lurking, Billy fuming, and corporate battles on the horizon, the storm is coming. But for now, Adam and Jack are standing side by side, two men who've been broken, rebuilt, and reborn through friendship. And in Genoa City, that's a bond worth fighting for.